This video will show you how to gather temperature, humidity, and air quality data from the Purple Air website. I've already gone ahead and gone to the Purple Air website, which is just www.purpleair.com, as you can see in the address bar on my browser. Now, let's head over to the Purple Air map. In order to do that, we'll simply just click on the Maps tab up at the top of the page. While the map is loading up, be sure to copy the tables from the worksheet into your lab notebook so that your data can be organized. Remember that you'll be doing this activity twice, once before you visit your green space and once after you visit your green space, so you should have 2 tables for that. Not to mention, you'll have 1 table for when you get to your green space and you collect the data there. Hopefully, your lab notebook should look similar to this with your 3 tables in it. Let's start off by writing down the time and date that you start working on the website in your table. Then, let's make sure that our settings are correct. I'm going to go to the options box at the bottom left side of the map. Here I'm going to unclick the inside sensors box since we're only interested in sensors located outdoors. I will also change where it says 10-minute average to 30-minute average. Now, let's start gathering data from our locations. First, we will find the sensors closest to our green space. I will demonstrate using a park that I've chosen before in Houston, Texas. The zip code of my park is 77030. So I will type that into the search box up at the top of the map. If you don't know the zip code of your green space, an easy way to find out would be to Google the name of your green space or ask somebody that might know that information, like a parent or a teacher. My chosen park is Herman Park in Houston, Texas. To zoom in and out of your map to make it easier to find your desired location, use the plus and minus signs at the bottom right of the map. The 3 sensors around my green space are the 3 that you see here on the screen. They're not super close to the green space, but they look close enough to me. Remember, when you're choosing sensors around your green space or around your urban downtown area like we're going to do next, use your best judgment to pick sensors that are evenly distributed around the area of interest. If we pick sensors that are close by, we'll end up getting really similar results, which won't help us understand the air quality, temperature, and humidity of the general area that we are focused on. Quick note, if the area around your green space or the downtown/urban area of your locality does not have 3 sensors that look reasonably nearby, that's totally all right. You can leave out sensors if they're not available. For example, if there are only 2 sensors near your green space and 1 sensor near your urban/downtown area, your tables might look a little something like this. On the data input form that you'll fill out at the end of this activity, you don't have to fill out data for sensors that you do not have information for. Once you have chosen the appropriate 3 sensors near to your green space, write down their names in your table. It should say sensor and it'll have a name after the colon. Now we'll start out by getting the PM 2.5 AQI values. The map will, by default, give you PM 2.5 AQI values. You can check this in the options box in the bottom left where it will say US EPA PM 2.5 AQI. I'll click on the 3 sensors that I chose earlier, one by one, and note down the PM 2.5 AQI values. For PM10 AQI values, I will go to the options box and change where it says US EPA PM 2.5 AQI to US EPA PM10 AQI. Now again, I will click on my chosen 3 sensors and write down the values that they give me. To get temperature and humidity, I'll follow the same general steps. I can choose temperature in degrees Celsius in the options box, click on each of the 3 sensors and gather the data that I need and write it down in my table. Lastly, I'll choose humidity and follow those very same steps. After we gather this data from near our green space, We will find 3 sensors in the most urbanized or downtown area of where you live. Since I'm in Houston, I will choose to look at the downtown area of Houston. The zip code of downtown Houston is 77002. So I'll type that into the search bar once again. The downtown area that I'm focused on is roughly here. So I will choose these 3 sensors. To gather the 4 pieces of data that we want from each of the sensors, follow the previous steps again by choosing the measurement that you want in the options box of the map. You can click each sensor then one by one, write information in your table, and then switch the appropriate place in the options box to the next measurement that you would like to look at. Do this until you fill out your entire table. And now you should be pretty much done. Write down the time that you stopped working on the Purple Air website in your table as well. Remember that you'll be doing the same activity again after you return back home from your green space. If possible, use the very same sensors as you chose before when you did the activity before you went to the green space. Your completed tables should look a little bit something like this. If you finished collecting data points from before visiting your green space, when you got to your green space, and after you got back home from your green space, in other words, you've reached the end of the procedure, be sure to input all of your data into the Data Input Google form that can be found on the Canvas page.